Question 1. What is your opinion on the P. Diddy documentary?
Oh mate, that documentary is hella spicy. But I tell you what, I would hate to be on the wrong side of someone like 50 Cent. Because he can't let nothing go. Ever since Diddy done smashed his baby mums and made her part of his little harem of women, whatever they call it, yeah? It's a mess. It's over. No, it was done from there. You could tell he had a personal vendetta. So I feel like when it comes to documentary, it wasn't really about the victims, I don't think. I feel like it was really about him getting one on Diddy. However, with him doing that, he was able to still expose what was really happening behind the scenes. Because, I mean, in the 90s, I was a baby, so I didn't really know all certain things that I saw come out in the documentary. So it was interesting. But for me, what's more interesting about the documentary is the names that were missing. The Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, do you get it? Certain names were missing from it, which I think is just because you don't want to get sued. But he's a great businessman. It was an interesting watch.
Hey guys, I think Diddy did that shit. Diddy did that shit. After watching that, it was very incriminating, very informative. And to be honest, I even feel kind of sorry for the victims or the people that spoke, because from what I saw, that man thinks he's God. Like, Diddy is very manipulative from what I've seen, and I don't know if he thinks he's bigger than the program, and maybe I can't believe he only got 50 months. He didn't actually get done for any of the stuff that they exposed in the documentary. And yeah, I hope he doesn't think he's bigger than the program, and when he comes out, he thinks he can get, yeah. And I definitely think he was behind the Tupac and Biggie murders, 100%. He was 100% behind. Like, it all made sense. I feel like when you watch something and the truth makes sense. When you're a bit confused and you're watching it like, nah, that's not adding up, then it's, you know, I think there's room for life. But when it's all adding up and it's making sense, you're like, oh my gosh. I think Diddy did that shit, basically.
So I think it was quite fair. I know you're saying you think it was like a vendetta. I think it was quite fair because you may or may not have seen other documentaries prior to that where a lot of the same people were given some of the same information, so a lot of things repeated. So I think it was quite a fair assessment of what has happened, and insightful in the fact that as we're growing up, we didn't really know that Diddy's a madman. Like, we just think Diddy's this music guy. But as a male watching it, my thing was, how's he not got punched up already? Because imagine you're just trying to touch me up, like that's mad to me. Like, I'm dying, he's dying, everyone's dying. So I don't understand how, like, that little Rod guy. No, money's not talking. Little Rod said he woke up and his bum was sore, but he thought, let me just. But he's saying, oh, my bum's hurting, but let me finish the album. What? Are you mad? That's crazy. I don't care about a promise. My bum's hurting and you're randomly next to me. What's going on? You don't have to listen. There's madness going on. As soon as I wake up, like, everybody in that room's dying in that one day. I don't know. So in my head, I just don't understand how did he manage to just survive and nobody questioned it until now. So that's my only question. But go on.
Don't worry. Oh wait, it's mad. Like I said, for me personally, guys, let's just keep it real. It was the same thing with R. Kelly. We already knew Diddy was a wrong for a long time. Let's just keep it real, straight off the cuff. But some of us are still listening to the music. You lot are all like, yeah, don't let the devil shame. You lot will be in your house still. Don't lie. But the worst thing about it is, the reason why I'm saying that is, yes, we know that Diddy do it. What we need to understand about our community is how do we grow from understanding of what we put out is what we see. We're only thriving on the negativity. We're only thriving on that same space of, okay, cool, Diddy, scandal, he dashed down my girl and everything. But what are we promoting in a sense of what we gravitate towards? So my whole thing is, yes, we know we did it. What do we stand for? How are we going to set the bar high? How are we going to make sure that we are looking in our own community and saying, what do we need to change and make sure that we are raising better kids and better boys? Let's not sit there and gossip about it. Let's sit there and say, what are we teaching our own kids? Because some of our kids, some of them, I'm just saying, rock bad. You know, once they're like, we as a generation, We have skipped a few beatings, we have missed a few little headlocks with our young people and everything because we feel like we don't want to do the same as our parents have done. And we have now disengaged with our generation where we feel like everything's a friend. And what we watch on social media and the same thing with Diddy and everything, it's just entertainment. But what are we actually teaching our kids of? Do you know what? Let's not talk about Diddy just badding up people. Let's just talk about that's narcissist behavior. Let's talk about his mental state. Let's talk about he's got a life and family and children. What is his son's gonna be like? How are we replicating this understanding? Let's not talk about the gossip. Let's talk about what we're learning from it. Let's talk about how we move from it in the sense of making our women feel safe, making our boys feel protected, making our boys understand that when we're communicating with women, it's a different understanding of what we need to teach them and understand. So that's where I'll land it on. So, you go. Yeah, I went deep, innit? Yeah. Over 700.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow, gosh. So smart.
I'm not gonna, I haven't really watched it that much, so I can't really comment. I haven't really watched it, but just on the back of that, and seeing a couple of clips, just by it just shows that American culture, they'll just sell their soul to make a buck in it. That's how, in some of their ways or how their street life or whatever, that's how they.
Do you think that's just an American thing?
At the same time, with my point, I'm gonna think that what people kind of followed from the American culture. You see this sex, drugs and rock and roll thing. See this drugs taking thing that we kind of adapted like we are YT. That's left a lot of us fruity. Very, very fruity, because there's take out the music and take out Puff Daddy. In the house scene, that's happening, bro. You wake up from your binge, from how much days you've been up, you don't know what the fuck you've been doing. Your ass is hurting, running. You understand, you're on your calm down, you're crying, you feel sorry for yourself and all this shit. That's what it's about. So see the drugs thing for our people, that's what needs to cut out. We ain't American, leave them to their thing and let us do our thing. That's what kept us different for so long. Now we jumped on their thing, everything's kind of getting fruity and watered down and people are getting all funny.
I think we should probably look at the motive behind the documentary and who produced it. That's one of the factors. Obviously, because I haven't watched it, I can't comment too much about some of the things that are inside it. People have told me it's a really good indication of Diddy and how he grew up and how he became who he was. But I just think, you know, in regards to the documentary, if it highlights some of the things that he did, it's a good thing. But like I said, how factual is it? But obviously, we do know Diddy has been doing things for a long time, so yeah. But I haven't watched it, so I can't really comment too much on the documentary.
That's fair. That's fair.
Big up debate corner. Yeah, basically, what I'm gonna reiterate is this. This is a predictable aspect of the social engineering that we're going through right now. Right? So P. Diddy could be anybody. Right now, and for the last few years, it's been the season of joining the black man to the male perversion that's already been illuminated in the powerful structures of that, meaning politics, business, entertainment. You're supposed to know that all these men are perverts and weirdos and do weird things and have been responsible for this and that. The reason being is to cause that division and further the division between male and female. It's about demonizing men. For a long time, if you were thinking about a pervert, you'd think about like a white male. That's the stereotype. They have to make sure that you know that Michael Ward and what's my man, Kiddo Hood dude, what's his name? Noel Clark and this man and that man and R. Kelly and everyone's a pervert. Everyone in power is a pervert because it's time for us to have a new system. So we need to know that there's nastiness going on. Don't worry, let's soon start on the women. Elaine Maxwell was just a warm up. Let's soon start on the women. It's all about like the same way that we get R. Kelly and P. Diddy shoved in our face, the same way we get Bonnie Blue. The men get Bonnie Blue to see, oh, women are all slags and women nowadays and women are loose and women hate men, and it's all about division. So look at the bigger picture. I agree with what Chris said and what CHYNA said. In fact, everyone on the panel was on point, even NADZ and whatever. But the bigger picture is, this is just why you laughing?
Yo, Jenna,
let me just quickly just say this, yeah. The bigger picture is it's about showing that men in powerful positions are perverts, can't be trusted, because right now all these old pillars of these old institutions, as Bouncer says, there's a reset going on, but it's not by choice, it's by social engineering and design. So yeah, it's just part of the storyline. Black men are perverts, they can't be trusted, and let's carry on. You get me?
I think just to give a perspective from, say, uncle's uncle perspective, this has been going on from time immemorial. From Malcolm X, from flipping Martin Luther King, the bar, it's been going on for ages. Power corrupts. That's the first thing you have to bear in mind. Most people in power do bad things because they can, whether you're black or white. So I'm not saying it's different, I'm saying different right now. Social media and communications has made it more amenable to everyone, more so everyone can get hold of it. But it's always been going on, for real, seriously, it's always been going on. It's not right, but it's always been there, always.
Yeah, for sure, great.
Thank you.
Love. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So everything's about timing, you know. So the P Diddy documentary coming out now, you gotta think about why is it dropping now? You know, what is happening in this world behind the scenes, you know, because everybody's focused on the P Diddy documentary, everybody's watching it, everybody's studying it, trying to figure out why and who, but this happened a long time ago. A lot of stuff happened in the 90s, and you gotta think, like, you know, you got people like Gene Dill, which was P Diddy's bodyguard. Why didn't he say anything at the time? Why is he doing all these bad interviews now, talking about what happened? You know, it's like all these people around him are speaking about it now, but at the time they wasn't saying anything. But you got to think as well, you got people like Elon Musk, who's testing Neuralink. If you don't know what Neuralink is, a microchip installed to the brain, or installed into the body, which connects to the brain. And they're testing that on people that are like hearing impaired. But at the moment, they're going to actually test that on regular people. So you'll actually be able to search something without even searching for it. It will just connect straight to the brain. And you got to think about all of that control and power that, you know, like people like Elon Musk will have over people like us. You know, because the mind is private for now, but give it 20, 30 years time, the mind will be private, it will be public. So I'll be able to read your mind, I'll be able to read your mind, I'll be able to think about, you know, things, and people can read my mind. So I think we should always figure out, you know, what's happening behind the scenes and do a bit more research, because right now they're trying to distract us. You know, P Diddy documentary is just a red herring, so, yeah.
A lot of things that we have within our media is a distraction from what's really happening in the core of it all. But I think also the narrative that I'm quite tired of hearing whenever a black man is held accountable for his actions within our community, it then becomes a race thing. No, if you do the dirt, you do the fucking time. Like, I ain't got time for it at all, because this, like the gentleman said, this affects our children, this affects the next generations, this affects how women and men are treated within the industry, and therefore this affects what we take in as consumers. At the end of the day, you being a black man, if anything, should mean that you would carry that power and the legacy that you look to create. You should hold. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
That's the klaxon, that means we're done with it.
Okay, but just hold yourselves accountable, yeah? And as a community, we should be okay with holding one another accountable.
Just so we know, when you hear the klaxon, that means that we're going to move on to the next
You
question.
should have told us that before, babes. But it's okay.
Women should take their careers more seriously than relationships. Ladies and gents, do you agree or disagree?
No, I don't agree. I think take your career seriously. If it's your passion, it's what you're into. Is your career gonna hold your hand when you're on your deathbed? Is the career gonna help you breed your children so you can create your actual legacy, which is your bloodline? No, it's not. So I think when it comes to weighing up the two, your partner, your relationship, your foundation should always come first. And that should help you along your journey towards the career that you want. So yeah, I think women get to a point where they focus so much on career for so many years, they They get to a point where they can't even have children, they're having complications, all these things. You know, as black women, we're already not looked after properly when it comes to childbirth, which is actually one of the most dangerous things you can do and isn't respected enough within our communities. How hard it is to actually go through childbirth and become a mother. And so, with that being said, yeah, put your family first. Thank you.
You can clap, by the way, if you agree.
I personally think everything in life is balanced. So I feel anything that matters to you, you should take it seriously. If you're in a relationship, I think you can do both. You can focus on your career and be in a strong relationship. Do you know what I mean?
But which one should you take more seriously?
Why can't you do both? Why does it need to be black
This
and
is
white?
the question I'm asking. Yeah?
I'm gonna sit on the fence, girl, I'll be honest. Because I personally am not a black and white sort of. I feel like there's always a middle. Like you can 100% do both. I do both. Do you get it? So that's why I can speak from a place where it's like anything that matters to you, you can take it seriously. Same with, I take my motherhood seriously, I take my career seriously, and I take the relationships that matter to me seriously. So I don't think it's either or. Yeah, I disagree. Okay. I feel like it's balanced.
Wait, what does that one mean?
Is that move on or shut up?
Sorry,
I don't know what that means.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I've kind of gone a little bit far and saying stay at home, but hold a minute, if that's what you need for your family to work, and you got a child, and you're really, really doing well in your career, somebody's got to look after the youth. No? No? So who's looking after the youth then what? So what are you saying? What? No, you need to sit there while and keep quiet because you don't know what you're talking about. Someone needs to look after the youth.
Alright, listen, I'm just teasing.
No, I'm not having it. Somebody needs, because we're all saying what we're saying right now, but somebody needs to stay at home.
It ain't gonna be you. So, what do you think? Sorry. Shh, everybody please.
It's gone a bit far away from the question.
The question is,
I will always have a balance, and I will never choose my career more than my family. I've got kids, but people that don't have kids, they might have a different opinion. There is career women out there that will not have a man. They don't mind having the drawers with the dildos. They will do what they have to do and make their money. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? No, but no, it's not about, you're not wrong. Do you understand? I'm just trying to keep it real for our ladies. Yes, that we've got career women out here, they don't care about no man. They're not trying to do none of that. But because I am a bit of a family woman and I do have a bit of understanding of my own relationship, sometimes like my thing around can be a bit orthodox, is that, alright then, there's been times in my relationship, not that my man stayed home, he's not doing nothing, but there's times when he's gone through transitions of life where he cannot do nothing. I'm not going to beat him and tell him he's worthless because he cannot do nothing at that precise moment. So, but even at the time, because God has ways of challenging your relationship too, you know. So sometimes when he's going through his transition, my career is kind of, things are going in for me. Do you understand? But even though I see certain things that could trigger him and could make him feel a bit down, I still have to be mindful to say, get up, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? I can't then say, you fool, or look at you, you can't do nothing. You're on the transition, because I want to see you do better. Yeah, I say that your man can stay home sometimes and you can bring home the bread, because sometimes he might get a good, hey, see by the next year, some could butt for him, you know? Yeah. So you have to take back the whole of the chat what you did give him. Yes. And you see when he gets like that, now you go, who are you? No, I can't throw that back in your face, because I needed you at the time there, so go on with yourself, man. Yeah, go on, the lead. No, we can't stay in my house now. I'm picking up myself, man. Yeah.
You know what's going to happen if you break up with him, right? 6 months later, a year later, what you're going to see is life upgrading.
Alright then, do you understand what I'm saying to you? So you have to stick with the transition and go and bounce with it.
Can't go back. We'll come back. You know the rules. You heard the rules, Luke. That's not bad, man. You heard the rules. He stood up and said, I don't want to interrupt, but I do it every debate corner. It goes one way. Yeah?
No, I believe we can do both. And the reason why I say that is, let's just keep it real and not cap. there's women in our society right now. We all know that we love our women, but a lot of women ain't just sitting there trying to be at home nurturing no kid. And let's flip it round on the other side. Let's not go on like man them can't nurture as well. Like we missed the point on going like man them can't step up and represent, because I'm telling you from now, yeah, I used to be the protector provider, yeah. A year and a half ago, I got hit with lupus, back against the wall. Have my own company. Rent needs to get paid. Bills needs to get fresh out. My son's a year and a half. Nappy needs to get changed. Right now, I'm laying in hospital. I'm out of there. But I told you I was going to protect and provide. I told you I was going to be there for you. But you know when we sit there and we have these little sayings, through sickness, through health, through death do us part. It's only when you're laying there when you understand what that really means, you know.
And you don't need a ring.
And I had to actually literally look into my missus' face and say to her, you have to take the lead. I haven't got it right now. You need to step it up. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, it, like you were saying, it swings in roundabouts and who's going to take that lead. And don't ever disrespect your woman for taking the lead. If she's taking the lead, man, them, take that pride. You know what, I love you, babe. You're winning, we're winning together. I'm at home, I'm making sure everything's stable, yeah? So right now, at this precise moment, I've just got myself back on my feet. Man's protecting, providing. But I can honestly sit there and say I've been in the household more with my son than my missus have. You know the bond that me and him have? Nursery time, it's me patting up, he's at the gate. It's my dad. Like, come on, big man, my dad. Because we've got to understand what that takes as a man. Yeah, we always see the woman in there thinking, I'm not going to lie, certain women, I'm not going to lie sometimes. Stop hating, allow your man to be in a part of their life, because there's certain women looking at me like, oh, look at the dad there though. Yes, I'm there. There's only women there, I'm there, yeah? Everything, I'm there. I'm ready to regulate. And that's what we need to understand. It's about a unit. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about queen and we talk about a woman, we always talk about the hierarchy. Yes, as a man, we are the hierarchy, but never get it twisted behind that every strong man is a stronger woman. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Let's just keep it real, man, them. Any man that you got on road, yeah, man's out there joking. Shut up, your pillow talking with your message. Yeah, babe, this is my dream. This is what I'm trying to do. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it thorough. There's no missus right now that doesn't know more about your prejudice than everybody else, bruv, because that's who you're talking to. That's your companion. But we need to understand what is the roles. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And as men, it's okay. We need to balance that out now. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of, I still like to be a protector and provider. When me and my missus go out, I handle the business. I'm tapping the card. I'm doing my thing. But she's got her thing as well, you know. Don't be mistaken. She's independent. Yeah, she can step up too. Yeah, and we love that. And by doing that, we now see my children have that generational wealth. We now see that we've got assets. We now see when we're going to the bank account, it's just not only me, it's her too. She's saying, my credit's nice as well, you know. So we build together. So it shouldn't be a case of that. So now when we're coming into a marriage, ain't no thing about no prenup and rare. Because we join it together from foundation. It's already been set. Break the generational curse and not stick there and talk about who's doing what. Are we doing what we need to do to get through? And that's community, and that's coming together like a unity. So yeah, big up.
Yeah, big you up and big up the other brother there, but I don't know, man. See, it sounds nice, it doesn't, it sounds really good, it does. And if you've got it like that, it's amazing. But we need to be honest, and this is why a lot of black women say black men don't know how to lead. And women, I like the fact that the women are saying, I'm willing to, about 3 women said that, but in reality, women do not want a man that's going to stay at home while they wake up at 5 in the morning, to get up at 6, to catch the train, to be pushed up with everybody, to go put an hour shift, to take something from her boss. She doesn't want to be there while her man's at home doing what? What was the point of having you there? She could have done that by herself. And this is what I'm trying to say. If you're talking about a period, like my sister said over there, that is different. Everyone goes through periods in life, and I would hate to think that you'd be the type of woman that would leave a man that's going through something. But how long is this period gonna last? This is what we need to talk about. Okay, so that's what I wanted to put to that. When you said that, I wanted you to ask the women, because respectfully, you don't know what you're talking about, because women don't want that. Women do not want to meet a man that's going to sit at home while she goes to work and he's a household. Like, who would want that? I wouldn't want that for my sister. I wouldn't want that for any woman, to be honest with you. That's not something that I think that a man should be doing. If you get sick and you have a woman that's going to be there for you, that is amazing. When I'm hearing that, I really rate that, because I could tell you stories about brothers where it's the opposite way around. Do
Do you understand? Something happened and the women left them, so that's amazing. But it's not a given for a woman to do that. Back to the question, I actually think women should take their careers more serious than the relationships. I do believe a lot of women, not all, take their careers more serious than the relationships. I think if more women treated the relationships like their careers, they'll be extremely successful, because the women know how to go to work, they know how to not talk back to their boss, they know how to take instruction, they know how to progress and to get promoted to a different level. So if a lot of women did treat their relationships like they treat their, yeah, they would, because you don't talk back to them. No, but it's true. Like, no, it's transitional skills. That's what they talk about. Yeah, you know, transitional skills. If you just try, no, I'll be honest with you. No, I'm just saying, like, because, like, no, you won't, because you're gonna get fired from work, and you don't want to get fired from work. You wouldn't. No, let's keep it real. Okay, everyone knows when you. All right, cool. I don't know. I don't know. I shout out to the women that work in corporate. Shout out to the women that work in corporate. I know you're not talking back to your white bosses. Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not. I know. Because you value where you work, and I would hope you would. Like I would hope you value where you work. I would hope, guys. It's amazing that you've done that. I know how hard it is to get there, but I do know when you get there, there's a certain way you're gonna carry yourself. And let's just be honest. People talk about this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying to you, the same way you had to study, go to college, go to university, whatever you had to go and do, get into a company, go through all the different processes you had to go and do that to get yourself in the room. Then you had to, obviously you want to excel in that company. Just put that same effort into your relationships and then see what would happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Thank you.
Okay, quickly, because I forgot, because that was like a lot going on there. So, I agree with you guys about you can have both, you should be able to do both, because it doesn't have to be like straight one way, your man, or not your man, but your relationship or your career. I agree with you, there's periods, because if you're with someone and you're down, then you're down. So no matter what happens, if you go down, I've got to bring you back up. I agree with that. And then I agree with what China said, because I'm not coming to work and working all them hours and you're going to get home and come to kids. Hey, right, because when I had to come home and look and work, I had to do all. So you've got to do all as well. So we'll do periods, but like you said, no woman don't want a man that is going to be at home and I'm out struggling. That doesn't make sense. But also, in what you said, I think in this sense, it may be a race thing, only because we're raised in different ways. So like, Caucasian people are more raised in a way to follow your career and for aspects and to go through the corporate world. So that's why they will have children later down in time, because they follow a career path. So they go to college, they go to university, they get the career and they do corporate. That's the only reason why in that race, they will then follow the career over relationship. Whereas it sounds bad, but the black community don't really have direction in that kind of sense. No, we don't.
Is it really not direction and more just
No.
to do with how...
We're not raised in that kind of way. I don't know, I'm Caribbean, isn't it? So, I'm Caribbean, specifically Jamaican, and we don't have that direction as in, you need to go to college, you need to go to university, you need to have a career. I did do that way, but that was
I understand what you're saying. I understand when you're saying like in Caribbean culture it's a bit different. But I think the way you explained it, in some ways with our culture, we care more about liberty over vanity.
Okay.
That is a very core thing there, yeah? So when you're saying with Caribbean people, we prefer to have children.
Yeah.
Because if we're not educated,
Yeah.
that's where our lineage stays.
Yeah.
So you see, for us lucky ones that born in a forest,
Yeah.
we have that free education.
No,
and we have those things. So I understand
Doesn't
what.
change what
So
they
we
are.
no. So no, because you're saying that everyone just has babies then does education because they have them young.
No,
No,
that's
it's
not
not
what I
that,
said.
because you got uptown people, you got people that's
I spoke
educated, you got
for
people.